Hey guys, it's me, MemphisJonez. I'm bringing you my very first video for YouTube. Very excited. Calling it the Gambler's Delight. It's a very fun build. Is it the top DPS build out there? Not really, but it's really fun. I've been playing it for the last couple of weeks and I'm really addicted to playing the thing. So let's get right into it here. Ship that I'm using, Sloop of War. Sloop of War is a fast ship. It is not the greatest tank, but it can be. The perk that we're really going for is right here, this toxic damage. You do 1,000 toxic damage when you hit a poisoned enemy. So the key is to get your enemies poisoned and then hit them as many times as possible. And it's going to hit, if you can hit multiple enemies, this will stack, which we're going to do. Whole point of the build. Another really cool thing, which a lot of people don't know, is the spite. When you poison, it says you do 30 less damage. It's actually 60. You can look at it. You can go and test it. It is actually 60. So there's a little nugget of knowledge, I guess. So the weapons we're using, as we're going into the Dahakas. Dahakas is a very fun torpedo. They are able to pierce their targets. They're a piercing torpedo, but they actually go through and they can hit multiple targets, which makes this build work with that spite because all our Dahakas are poisonous. So, as anybody who knows me, I like Deathblow on the front of my ship. Deathblow is amazing. Deathblow will work with my flooding. It will work with my poison. And what do I mean by that? When you actually apply the status effect to a ship and you see the little numbers ticking, that has Deathblow worked into it. Starboard, where you just went double severity, poison, double severity. Why did I go severity? Because this is the gambler's build. If you hit it, you can double your damage. So we put two of them in there. We're hoping it works. And I mean, I've got what I call a jackpot, which is like 15 hits out of one volley of 5 torpedoes. It's insane damage, and it's so much fun when it goes off. On the stern, I got a Lang. It's poison. That doesn't really matter. All sieged out just in case I want to do some plunders. And then for the auxiliary, Little Grace. It's got healing, restorative. That's what's going to get rid of the our severe damage if we get sunk or we take any from anybody else. But Empower is the king here. This Empower is what you want. This really will boost your damage. Armor, simple armor. Actually, I have the wrong one equipped. The armor that you're going to want is the Nocturne's Heart. Nocturne's Heart is going to give you a 15% boost in damage when you're above 75% health. I run double maintenance. Run whatever you want. The perk that you really are going is this right here. This is just increasing our damage. Again, this is my suggestion. If you know a better armor, Buccaneer's Oath works really well with this. Ouroboros is another good one. You know, whatever your preference is here. Furniture, very simple furniture. Siphon Furnace is coming in because of the poison. Projectile speed is the key to all this. As you can see, projectile speed, projectile speed, projectile speed. So your Siphon Furnace, with all our weapons being poisoned, gives projectile speed. It increases our damage. But everything else that we're running here is all about the projectile speed because of the caustic spall. For every 1%, you're doing more damage. And if you've ever seen the caustic spall at work, it's one of the king of furnitures right now because of everything. So you got the 2 tuning stations and the Huback. Again, torpedo works. That's increasing our flooding damage, which is increasing our overall damage. And then we're doing a grinder. So let's see it in action. Again, this ship works really well in multiple targets. If you like using torpedoes and people get in your way, you don't need to worry about it with the Dahakas. Because, in all honesty, it goes through everything. So, that starts in 3 minutes. Let's go hit a boss here, just so you can see it on a single target. Still does really good damage on a single target. I know Robbie's is not the strongest of strong bosses, but it will work on all bosses. I've taken it everywhere in the game, and the build works relatively good in PvP as well. So start off, you want to throw out that buoy, going to empower yourself. You can see in the bottom right, whatever food you like eating at the time. I like the reload speed food, but use whatever you want. Again, maybe not the top DPS of all builds that I've seen, but as you can see, when it starts coming in and hitting multiple times, as you can see by that severity at the top, it does pretty good. So the key is we're going to go and hit these ships over here. The real thing that makes this fun is hitting multiple ships. That's the best thing with this build. You can get multiple ships at a time with this and do some ridiculous things. So let's hit them all at once, because these torpedoes are going to go through everything. As you can see, normal ships don't stand a chance against it, and it hits everything. Another really good boss to use it on, Vikram. A lot of people hate Vikram because of the whole barrier thing. Again, the Hakas, they don't care. These Hakas will go through all Vikram's barriers. Sorry, got tongue-tied there. First video. Another really cool thing about the Hakas is they'll break armor. And because they're piercing, they'll also pierce an armor, which, again, allows you to do more damage. Again, look at that severity it's doing. Like, he's coming in here. The damage will start going because he's got to get ready. We're doing just way too much damage to him. He always says you can't defeat the dark, but I believe we can. Didn't even need Empower for his first stage. He's just too weak. Second stage, empower yourself up while you're waiting. Remember, don't get caught by those towers. If they fall on you, you will die one hit. Shot a little soon, but that's all right. I mean, decent numbers. Decent numbers. See that? 18 grand in that severity there. That's our severity coming through. I've seen that number anywhere up to like 45,000. Again, it's a gambler's build. So he doesn't want us to. He doesn't want to play nice with us today. Coming in at 7 grand in white numbers, still decent. I've always said if you can get anything higher than a 5 grand, it's a great build. Torpedoes are really hard-hitting weapons. They've always have been. I mean, he's not. We're going to collapse that tower in the back. We're going to go through everything. And there's Vikram. Didn't do much damage to us. Didn't really have to worry about healing. We're killing ships way in the background. That's what this ship does. The fun part about this ship, like I said, when that double severity goes off, you can see it hit a multitude of times and get a lot of damage. But that's the build. Take it to PvP. It works. Because all your stuff is toxic, you will break brace. If you didn't know, toxic will break people's brace. It will drain their stamina. once their brace is broken, this ship will it'll drop almost anybody. All right, guys, that's it. If you have any questions, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm MemphisJonez, same as my Twitch, same as my Discord. It's all the same. Catch you guys later.